In other words, baby, kiss me. I came outside. You know before the dance is through.
I've won a Tony as an actor, and there was nothing to me as more rewarding as a theater artist. But as a theater producer, this validates my position in this industry to continue to open doors for others. And that's all I want to do. That's why it's so special. Take up your space. Do not shrink. Do not hide. Do not let someone go in front of you when you should be going in front. Take up your space, hold it, own it, so that we can see it.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be yourself, your quirky brand, whatever you are. Even if you're in the process of finding who you are, don't be afraid of the surprising elements about yourself, because those are what make you unique. Well, I won an award for this category 18 years ago, and I thought that was the mountaintop. I thought that would never happen again. I mean, I kind of dreamed maybe it would someday, but to have almost 20 years go by and to be honored again as a leading actress in a musical is astonishing to me, and I had so many people behind me supporting, so that's why I'm here, not just because of the work that I do, but because of the work everyone around me did to support.
Do not change anything about yourself for someone else. Live in your own truth and be proud of it and move forward with that, because the only way that I was able to succeed in this life, I think, was living authentically. I spent a lot of time as a kid pretending to be something else, and it's not helpful.
You go somewhere else. It's very surreal to hear Wayne Brady say your name for a Tony Award. What? So I got to hug them quickly and then run to the stage, and I could still see my mother crying from the stage, so I tried to stop looking at her because I was already crying. But it's every dream come true. Learn to love yourself, because it's easy to sort of lose yourself. I know I did at one point. And embrace your differences, celebrate them, and find people who celebrate those things as well.
This is representation, this is visibility, this is, and especially in this climate of legislation against LGBTQIA+, trans, non-binary humans, it's a moment to really shine a light that we are valid, we live, we exist, we have joy, we have freedom, we have pain, we have a life, and we deserve all of the things. And so this is a moment for everyone to know anything is possible. Truly. Oh my God. And I was holding my mother's hand, and we just like squeezed and looked at each other, and she said, "I love you." And that woman has supported me when it didn't make sense to her. And one of the things I'm grateful to God for is, as a kid, she said, God told her, "You're going to beat out of him what I put in him." And she had to parent me differently and take her hands off of me in the way of how she saw and wanted to parent me. And for that, I'm eternally grateful, to let me be free, to let me go.
There has never been anything more unexpected in our lives than that 25 years after that original production that we're, winning the Best Revival with this astonishing production of the show.
It's important because we know that people love our show. I always knew they did, but to have it recognized so much and so brilliantly this time, and we see it, it's just more than you could ask. And I'm 86 years old. I never thought this was going to happen.
Is a win. I mean, sure, it's a win for Top Dog Underdog. It's also a win for Broadway. It's also a win for theater. It's for Broadway to embrace this production, this play, this writer. Because it's not just about, I'm going to be real, it's not just about inclusion, it's about excellence. And for Broadway to say, wow, your play really moved us. And then to award it It's a huge win for theater. It's huge. It's very huge. It's good, 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 good. Thanks to the Public Theater. I don't know if I thanked them in my speech, but my family at the Public Theater downtown. Oscar Eustace runs the Public Theater now. I'm the writer in residence there. But really, thank you to George C. Wolfe, who directed the Broadway premiere, the world premiere. Thanks to Don Cheadle and Jeffrey Wright and Yassine Bey, who used to go by Mos Def, for bringing it to life for the very first time. I really, really appreciate their brilliance. So that's who I could, yeah.
I didn't mention anybody, so I thank them all, but our producers of Parade and my design partner, Dane, and our entire creative team, and my associates, and the list goes on forever. It takes, what's amazing is it takes an army of people to make a show, and the fact that they do so and come together so that you don't even see them when you're watching it, you're just taken into a story, is that is the gift of, that is what makes Broadway so special. So I thank everybody and all my teachers and my friends and my family. And yeah, it's too many people to thank. So I hope they feel it in the work that I do is for them. God, just learn everything you can, work hard, treat each other well, uplift each other. The best way to learn is through helping someone else.
I don't even know what I said, but I know I did forget my designers. I forgot our design team. We had the most brilliant designers. Our set designers, Dots, John Torres, who did our lights, Braypour, who did our sound, and our costume designers, who I feel share the award with me. Brenda and Donnie created the most exquisite costumes and really helped me create the character in a kind of very special way that I will never forget. You never know what success will look like. You never know when it will happen.
How am I going to keep it together? When you work on something for so long, and then something like this happens, it doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real, and at the same time, it's extremely gratifying knowing that you worked so long and so hard on something, for nearly 23 years. And but I think it happened how it was supposed to happen, because I don't think I could have done it when I was younger. I would have thanked each cast member by name. I would have thanked more friends and other people that got me to where I'm at today. And but you just blank out when you stand up there. You're everybody's looking at me. It's pretty nerve-wracking.
Well, my younger self, I'm can you believe this? As far as other people, I'm just do the work. Just show up, work with as many people as you can. Don't look at the immediate result. Think long term, because you never know what is going to happen from who you meet. You never know where, there are people in my life I never thought would be in my life again, and they actually helped me get to the next place. So, everyone so wants to be a star right away. And you know what? It's a long game. Just do the work and be present. You know what? I've been doing it for 18 years, and it's my first Tony as a choreographer, and so it means the world, the recognition, and I love doing it so much. So to have people recognize it really means the world to me.
Well, you know what? I was nominated for 2 shows, and when my name was called, I couldn't hear what show it was. So I grabbed onto the shoulder of the director of Sweeney Todd, and I said, did they say Sweeney Todd? That's what went through my head, is what show?
Didn't thank my agent, didn't thank my wife, my children, didn't thank the actors, really, didn't thank the set designer, lighting designer, sound, stage management, crew. I'm going to go to a party and be detested, but, I'll take it. It doesn't mean anything, it's just a thrill to win it. But I don't feel like I'm a better human being. I don't feel like I'm a better director. I don't feel like I'm the best director. I just feel like I got lucky, and it's thrilling, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
First of all, go for it, and don't let the obstacle get in the way, because there's a way around it. When I was 15, I was living in North Yorkshire, and I just didn't see any way I was going to end up in London studying lighting design, for finance reasons and also just the enormity of moving to a big city. And then I made it work. You know, and when I left university, I never thought I'd design a play or a musical. I thought I'd be operating a follow spot on The Lion King, and I'd be happy doing that. But if you work really hard and you speak to the right people and you have a passion for it, you'll get there.
I think the fact that it's voted on by your peers, that it is a collection of people who commit to seeing every single show and come together and vote on it. And what was really wonderful is right before our category was announced, those of us that had produced all of the revivals sort of looked at each other and said, we're going to have a show on Tuesday. All of our shows are beautiful, and how great and lucky we are to work in this business. So it's a community, and I think that's what we also love about it.
As you saw, or maybe saw, there was a lot of people on stage with us. It takes a real village to put these shows on Broadway right now. It's the hardest possible time to be making work, and it would not be without the village of supporters and investors and co-producers that, you know, championed the show from day one. And so obviously they were well represented on stage tonight, but continued love to that group.
You know, the build-up towards that moment is quite a long build-up, and I think subconsciously you're thinking, oh, I now can stop thinking about this. And then you get up on your feet and try and think of something sensible to say.
Yeah, I was just worried that we were going to run out of time. And the truth is, there were so many people to thank, and I had this really long list on a piece of paper. And then you get overwhelmed by that moment.
You know, New York is a beautiful, beautiful story. It is about this city, but about the community of people who live in this city. And you know, I read once that cities are like a giant collective brain, and New York is the best of that. It's people from everywhere coming together, finding the people that they connect with. And that's the story that New York tells, how those people come together and create something, create art. And it's why I love this city. I founded the 152 Project with some other designers a few years ago, and we've been raising money from the design community, but from anyone, and we gave out $100,000 in grants to early career designers from historically excluded groups. And I remember how hard it was when I was starting out trying to make a living doing this. So we're giving out $15,000 grants to rising designers in the hopes that it'll just give them a boost and give them, you know, another 6 months to fight it out and see if they can make a life doing this.
I think that the award itself is important because I think in the year 2023, living in Florida, I think that public education, especially arts education, is something that is kind of under attack. And I think that to have Carnegie Mellon University, the American Theater Wing, and the Broadway League to recognize that some of our theater teachers out there are doing some amazing things, I think that that's very validating, and it sends a positive message to all educators. No does not mean no, it means not this way or not right now, period.
3, 2, 1.